In this video, I'm going to show what a hole saw is and how to use it. So here's a couple different options. These are actually both from Milwaukee. There are other companies, but Milwaukee does a really pretty decent job at reasonable price. And you can see the pretty extensive set to a little bit more basic sets, and they do go even bigger than that and smaller than that. And the prices do range quite a bit. A kit like this can be anywhere from like $50 to $100 on a normally. One like this I think is closer to around $200. That said, I've purchased both of these on I think Black Friday sales where they were a fraction of that price. I've seen them go on pretty good sale during the holidays at stores like Home Depot. But you know, shop around if you feel inclined. But in any case, there are some other options for drilling holes. You got step drill bits like that, but those are limited. They only go up to about an inch in size. And regular drill bits do work, but those are significantly limited in terms of the diameter you can get up to. These are pretty extensive in terms of your options. This kit goes anywhere from around 3/4 of an inch all the way up to that one's just shy of 5 inches. So pretty significant variation in size. And how they actually attach to their pilot drill bit varies based on the size. The smallest ones just have a basic bit like that, just literally rotates on their normal clockwise fashion. And once they get a little bit bigger, big enough to have these holes on the side, that helps to engage that hole saw onto the pilot bit. So these pins there will keep that from rotating. So on the drill bit that looks like this. So just take this, rotate it clockwise like normal nut or bolt, and then there's some holes on the back there that you line up with those pins, and then you advance that just like that, and then this nut tightens to keep it from rotating off. And that is firmly engaged in there, that this will not slip. All right, next up, now that I got my piece marked off, I actually like to use a small drill bit to just get the hole started. That keeps this one from wandering, and it's a little more accurate than the bigger bit there. You could also use a punch with a hammer would be fine too. All right, so I'll just get that hole started. Like that. And then I can move on to my hole saw here. And then that pilot bit will engage there real well and keep me centered. Only thing is, as this pilot drill bit starts to get close to penetrating the entire panel, you want to slow down, because otherwise the actual hole saw will engage quickly, and that could kind of yank your arm and be pretty uncomfortable. So as I start to get close to that bit getting all the way through the metal, I will slow down so that way once it goes through, it doesn't catch between the hole saw and the panel quickly. That could twist the drill out of my hand. Alright, so now that I got my pilot hole drilled, I'll make sure that my drill is on the #1 setting. You usually don't want to exceed about 500-ish RPMs. There's some variation in that, and your hole saw will come with guidelines and recommendations in terms of how fast to go. These will last a little longer, though. If you don't go too quickly, it'll be a little bit safer as well. So once you do engage that, don't put heavy pressure yet. Kind of light until it starts to really make a groove in the metal. Okay? Alright, so as you get close to completely penetrating through the metal, I recommend really slowing your drill speed, because otherwise it also at that point can get caught. Now the other trick that you can do too is you make a partway cut on one end and then you flip it over and finish the cut from the other end. That actually, from my experience, gives you a little cleaner cut all the way around. Now you can certainly clean that up with a grinder, Dremel, or flap wheel, whatever you want to use. But again, flipping the piece over can actually give you a little bit cleaner initial cut. Alright, so here it is. Hole is cut and it actually looks pretty decent. Certainly can clean it up a little bit with a grinder or a Dremel, but not too bad. And actually those hole saws will last quite a while as long as you don't go too fast with them, meaning too many RPMs, and don't overheat them. But appreciate you checking out the video. Let me know if any questions or comments, and please subscribe if you haven't already and hit the like.